Taurus, what's up? What's going on? That's interesting. One, let's see what it is. Okay. Taurus, it's the lovers in reverse. Lovers in reverse here. Okay. Okay, I always pay attention to that, right? When things like that happen. Okay, Taurus, so this month, planetary-wise and, you know, astrologically wise and stuff, you're going to have to focus a lot on money, family affairs, and also your home life as well. But it's going to be general, just communication. In terms of career, there's a lot of Uranus and Neptune influences, right? Since they're retrograde. Okay, the Eight of Wands slipped over while we're speaking. Yeah. So you're gonna have a lot of influences in terms of Neptune and Uranus, and they're going to have some effect in terms of, you know, at work or career-wise. It's also going to be a lot of time and patience in the workplace for, you know, to find resolutions or to find resolve of, you know, the issues that are going on. It's looking pretty good for, you know, luck in real estate opportunities, especially with family connections. In terms of love, the Louvre, we have a lot of like Four of Swords. I'm sorry, what's wrong with me today? It's going to be like those moments of kind of contemplation, revisiting relationships, also a lot of postponements. Now, when I say postponements, I don't mean like you're going to like call, you know, marriage off and stuff like that. No. But there's going to be a lot of postponements in terms of like putting things off. Kind of, you may find yourself saying a lot, just not the right time right now. That kind of thing. In terms of, you know, your marriages, also maybe postponing maybe breakups. Thinking about it before actually maybe going through, you know, through it, if that's something that's going on. Also a lot of maybe looking prosperous in terms of dating online. And also, but I think the most important part, remember in love this month, is to allow partnerships to grow a little bit more, not at your pace, not at a fast pace. It's going to be on a different, slower pace, and just be okay with that. And just go along with it, you know? You learn a lot along the way. And also maybe health-wise, we have some pains in terms of headaches and maybe some stomach pains. Yeah, so just shuffling. This is the last shuffle. Then we'll go and start the reading. I want to let you know and kind of give you some background information in terms of the planets. Okay. Guardian angels of love and light, ancestors lost and known in the seas of time, please intercede into this reading to provide Taurus with the clarity and direction as to which he or she seeks, and please grant me, the reader, the objectivity to read the cards and relay all the messages as they're meant to be. All right. Okay, I didn't even get to say release the first base card. Okay, so we have Six of Pentacles in reverse. Spirit, please release at least two cards clarifying the Six of Pentacles. And why is it here? Taurus. Okay, this card wants to pop out. The Magician. All right, Taurus, so, let's see here. So what's going on with maybe not feeling so generous? And, you know, I think that's kind of what's going on a little bit. Maybe not feeling so charitable. The Knight of Wands. You know, that tends to happen, Taurus, you know. Or maybe something's kind of going on in terms of feeling like people don't deserve maybe your time or your effort or your charity. That's funny how we were saying work, you know. Pentacles have to do with, you know, your job and your money and things of that nature. You know, but there's always a reason why, Taurus. You know that maybe you don't feel like you're so generous this month, or you really just kind of just want to keep to yourself. Okay. This wants to come out too. I'm going to take this one. On the card that flipped out. To clarify the Knight of Wands. We have the Six of Swords in reverse. And then this one right here. The Devil, Taurus. Okay. Oh, I forgot to get one more clarifier. Please provide Spirit one more clarifier for the Six of Pentacles in reverse here, please. One more clarifier. Okay, there's two here. I'm going to take these two. So we have the Eight of Pentacles. It's happened for a reason, I feel. And then we also have the Four of Pentacles. Wow, there's a lot of earth energy and a lot of that going on, Taurus. Okay. Okay. Spirit, please release 3 crowning cards for Taurus according to facts. 3 crowning cards, please, for Taurus. Let's see Taurus stops. Provide up to 3 cards, please. Alright, that one fell. I'll pick it up in just a sec. 2 more cards, please, Spirit, for Taurus. For the month of June. Right? To 1 more card, please. Okay. Grab the card that fell, guys. Okay. We have the Sun. Sorry, these cards have a little bit of like a golden holographic look to them. Okay, and the second card, the Three of Wands. And then the last one is Justice here. Okay. Go and pull the advice in a bit. Okay, so under the deck, we have the Queen of Cups here. Okay. So Taurus, like I was saying, maybe not feeling so generous this month, you know? Because I kind of feel like maybe your plans aren't really working out the way that you necessarily wanted them to, or they're not really going to work out the way that you envision them, you know? Also, I'm kind of picking up on... This is going to have to do with a lot of learning, Taurus, as well. Maybe, you know, it's time to maybe share the wealth, you know? Or maybe share some of the experiences that you've learned at work. Or just experiences you've learned in general throughout life, you know? And I also feel, Taurus, that there's some kind of preparation going on. And I'm kind of really picking up on, like, you know, preparation as to who you're going to give your time to and who you're going to spend your time with. Because I want to say that you're doing some spring cleaning in terms of who's in your life, what's going on. I believe that you're starting to look at certain aspects in your life that you necessarily maybe weren't so privy to. Because since we do have the the Ace of Wands. I'm sorry, what is wrong with me today? The Magician, wow. Mercury still retrograde, okay, we're gonna go with that. Since we do have the, I'm saying here, the Magician, that it has a lot to do with, like I said, like planning and putting certain, ideas into practice and or actually applying them. But I feel like, Taurus, you're going to be doing this kind of behind the scenes. It's not going to be so much in front of people's faces, And with the Six of Pentacles in reverse here, it's just like, it's kind of confirming not really wanting to give per se. It's not that you are doing it, or I feel from the spread that you're not doing it because you're doing it to be spiteful. You're kind of doing it because you're starting to see and realize who is in your life and what they're bringing to you, and also what you're allowing to happen. And I also feel like maybe you're hoping that if you do this or you make these certain changes, that it's maybe going to bring people back together, or it's maybe going to improve certain situations, whether it has to do with you or with other people. Because I feel, Taurus, like you maybe lately haven't been feeling like you're stable, or like you haven't had that feeling of stability in your life, or maybe you've been doubting your areas of stability in terms of how to keep it and how to maintain it. And I also feel, Taurus, that maybe you're starting to be a little bit more compassionate in terms of being compassionate to the people that actually deserve it, and the people who you consider an important person in your life. Because I feel like you want to take that time to invest, how can I say it? The people that you're going to let go of, or the people that you no longer need or feel like they serve you, or the relationship is maybe just expired. I feel, Taurus, like you want to apply that energy to people who actually do deserve it. And I feel like like I said, you're going to do a lot of spring cleaning, Taurus, with people, and you're going to see their true colors when you bring these issues up to them. Because, Taurus, you have to remember that if you present something to someone and you're letting them know, hey, you know what, I feel like it's like this, and I feel like this isn't working for me, or this isn't, we're not coming together, we're not agreeing on something. If they really care, Taurus, they're going to, I don't want to say change, but they're going to be like, okay, well, what can I do to make the situation better? What can we do to improve it? Like, let me know what I'm doing wrong. And if they don't do that, and they're just like, well, fine, screw it, and they kind of have that nasty, reaction to it, then Taurus, that those people are not worth your time. Because I feel like you want to mold your life into something new now, and you want to take it to the next level and to the next step. And I feel like you're going to, like I said, reevaluate your relationships, and you're going to see who is coming with you, in that sense. Also, I'm picking up on maybe being a little bit careful with that as well, not being too judgmental in terms of thinking about, oh yeah, this person did me wrong this one time, maybe I shouldn't, should let them go too. Depending upon the situation, of course. Just be careful to re-examine that again. And just, be very contemplative in terms of what you're doing and what you're creating. Now, moving on to over here, we have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is someone who moves very quickly. He comes in with extreme creativity. He also comes in with yearning to understand creativity, but to take it to the next level and how to apply it successfully in life. And with the Six of Swords here in reverse and the Devil card, the Six of Swords, has to do with growth when it's upright. And I feel like you're starting to feel like you don't have a rite of passage, maybe within certain plans or certain areas of life. But I feel, Taurus, that this is going to be one of those things where some of the things that hold you back, or that you feel bound to, or things that kind of control you in terms of maybe addictions or just, areas of life that maybe I'm kind of picking up really on now. It's kind of starting to come through. Things that hold you back in terms of maybe experiences that you've gone through, past experiences, and how maybe they have affected you. So, given that the Queen of Cups is here, that has a lot to do with emotion as well. But she's the type of person who, brings that emotion in, and she creates an environment for it. So I'm starting to feel, because of that, it's kind of connected to the Devil card. I'm just making that connection right now. And I feel like these past experiences have, they've tainted you, of course. But they made you a stronger person, Taurus. But I feel like they may have led to a little bit of bitterness. And they may have caused you to have a shift in your thinking or in your the way you perceive certain situations. And I feel like you are going to come into these new situations or these new partnerships or these new opportunities with like that kind of, with those bad experiences, kind of, how can I say it? It's going to be like a wall you're going to put up. And I feel like you're not going to know how to move forward sometimes in these new experiences, but we need to be and remain open-minded. I think that's what the Knight of Wands here is reminding us about. Letting us know that let the creativity flow and let it come out and let it be natural. Don't force anything. Don't overthink anything. Because you do want the growth, but don't prevent the growth from happening by creating those walls and keeping those walls up. Certain walls we need to keep up, of course, and security is extremely important to you, as I always say in your readings. But with growth and with creativity, we have to bend the rules a little bit. We have to, conform a little bit to these new situations, because then else we'll never grow. But I feel like communication is going to be a really big one this month for you. And it's preparation for this creativity. And I also think, or what I'm getting from the reading here too, is it looks positive, Taurus. It really does. It looks like you're really going to grow as a person. But I feel like you don't, like, I just keep going back to this right here. It's really drawn me in. You don't want to walk away from these hindrances, and you feel like they really, really serve you, and and I also feel like it's caused a lot of detriment in terms of how you communicate with people and how you deal with certain situations and how the dynamics of them. That's kind of where I'm going with it. And I also feel like sometimes you approach certain situations with a lot of vigor and a lot of force. And I feel like this is going to prevent the growth from actually transpiring and from happening. And let's not do that. We always want to grow and become a better person, because when we grow, we gain more understanding of everything, of situations, of people, of things that we necessarily didn't see or didn't view upon initial assessment. But also feel with this judgment, we're going to have to, I think I said justice. Poor me, this judgment. I'm so sorry. Well, I'm sorry. I'm way off today. Jesus Christ. With the judgment here, we have to be prepared, Taurus, that when we make these decisions and when we make these, judgments, and then therefore, when I say judgments, I don't mean like judging people. I kind of mean more judgment in terms of gaining clarity, of situations and of things that are happening. We're going to have to be prepared that once we let them go, we let them go. And I'm also picking up in connection to the Knight of Wands here that Be careful in rushing in and making those judgments where it's going to be real quick. And then it's like, oh man, I really didn't mean to say that or do that to that person. I kind of want them back, in my life. And I kind of made a mistake in terms of letting them go and saying those things that we're not supposed to say. Because I feel like sometimes, Taurus, some of the things that you can say and that come out of your mouth are a little, say, whoa. It's usually warranted, don't get me wrong. But I feel like communication is going to be a really big one, as I said in the beginning, in terms of planetary influences. Be careful what you say, and be careful what you say when you become a little upset or when you become angry. Because you do feel pretty good, and you do want to keep this going. But just be prepared for that. Be prepared for those hiccups too. That things are going to happen sometimes, and you can't really, what's said is said and what's done is done. We can't really take anything back. All we can do is move forward, And be careful in terms of maybe some of the people that you do choose to keep around or that you invest in emotionally. Make sure that, also I'm picking up on, make sure you are careful in terms of these people that you do choose to keep around or that you do appreciate and love. Be careful to not try and mold them into what you want them to be. Kind of like what I was saying in the beginning about allowing partnerships to grow slowly. Let these new partnerships or these new relationships, let it ride. Let it just pan out the way that it does. And don't have any really too much in terms of high expectations. Don't really go into it with any expectation at all. Have expectations in terms of be cool with me and don't backstab me and, of course, the usual ones. But don't let that cloud your judgment, especially. Don't apply, like I'm saying, the devil in terms of don't apply those past experiences and bring them into these new relationships, into these new partnerships. Because I feel like that's just going to cause, it's like working adversely, against yourself. Like you can run into some issues with that. Because you want to keep, the sun in your thoughts. You really do. And you want to feel good about you and about the situations and the people that you let and you allow into your life, But we have to make sure that just the communication's on point. But I really do, I'm picking up on, you are planning on letting some people go this month. Like, you're like, I'm done. Like, c'est la vie. That's it. I think I'm trying to pick up on, I got the vision of someone just cutting off your horns and just like, you're just like, shoot. Like, if any of you are Hispanic or speak Spanish, there's a little saying where we say, que gacho, like, oh well, like, shoot, hey. Sometimes we just have to let people go, Taurus. And it may possibly be painful. It always usually is, because people are in our lives for a reason. And we allow them to stay in our lives for a reason, But we also have to remember we have to continually grow, Yeah, we can always be on different platforms. But we have to grow in terms of, you always have to allow and let people into your life who can teach you, Taurus, Because you have a lot of that quality in you to teach and to ground people and to ground yourself as well. A lot of that comes wisdom, wisdom comes with that. But you also want to make sure that the people that are in your life, that they help you grow too, and they help you see things from a different perspective. Just adjust the approach. I think this has been kind of a recurring theme for you in terms of like adjust the approach. And I think that in my other past readings for you, that it's come up to this conclusion, like this is a culmination of that. Now that the adjustment of your approach has been shifted, or it's been rendered or changed in a sense, that now you can apply that towards taking inventory of the people that are in your life and just being like, okay, nope, done, you're cool, like that kind of thing. But just be careful not to do it so fast, Taurus. That's what I'm picking up on too. Like with this Knight of Wands here, it's saying be careful, because I mean the Knight of Wands is the fastest knight. You know, just be careful. Don't be too quick to be like, hey, out, out, you stay, out, out, stay. Like, really think about it and really revisit the situations, revisit, you know, how detrimental they were for you or caused, you know, in terms of the influence or the impact upon the relationship. And make sure to do it, you know, with a sound mind. Also, I just picked up on make sure to make better decisions or make your decisions with a sober mind as well. I don't know why I just got that right now. It just popped in. Spirit just threw that in there for me. Yeah, that's a big one too. Maybe that could be connected with the Devil card as well, but I'm not really seeing too much water energy here. I think that's about all I'm really picking up on. There's a lot of earth energy and the fire energy. I'm also picking up on a connection, even though they're kind of not really together in two separate areas, but the Knight of Wands here and the Magician. I'm picking up on in terms of make sure to plan properly and make sure to not rush in too fast, because it's going to kill the foresight and it's going to kill the preparation. And you may also, I'm picking up on, you may miss the opportunities of putting more money in your pocket or expanding your horizons in terms of your vocation, or maybe coming up or getting opportunities to start a new job, or maybe for an opportunity for growth within the company that you're in, or if you're an entrepreneur, you know, your business, the entire gamut of, you know, vocations, promotions especially. I'm picking up on maintain your composure, maintain your emotions. And I'm also picking up on be sure to be like the Queen of Cups here and express yourself, you know, for sure. But do it, but express yourself in terms of keeping an environment that where this can always happen, so therefore things don't build up for you. Yeah. And I feel like that's a big one too. Don't let your emotions take over or cloud your judgment as well. Yeah, I think that's all I'm kind of picking up on. I'm going to pull some advice cards for you. So throw her here in the middle. Spirit, please release up to 3 cards for advice for Taurus for June 2017. The situations at hand. Okay, there's 3 there. I'm going to take them. I feel good about them. Let's see what they are. Okay. We have the Queen of Swords in reverse. Let's see, I'll put them right here on the side. A lot of reverse cards. Okay, we have the Chariot in reverse. And we also have, okay, the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Let's see, I'll put them right here for you. Okay, Taurus, in terms of advice, let's see. Be careful to not be too proud of maybe your accomplishments or the things that you have created. Or maybe some of the stability that you have, or maybe not be too proud of This song came up for me, I think the Temptations, Ain't Too Proud to Beg. I don't know why that just popped in my head. That was weird. But don't be too proud to beg in terms of, I'm picking up on relationships. Don't be too proud or too stubborn. And don't be like, whatever, I'll be fine without him or her. Shoot, I don't care. Like, just be careful with that. Also, I'm picking up on maybe having more compassion for maybe people who aren't so fortunate as you are. Because I feel like maybe it could possibly maybe prevent you from moving forward. Or I'm also picking up on Taurus that we need to be careful who we are maybe a little abrasive with, because we never know. They may seem like on the outside that they don't really have much, or they don't have that much of an influence, maybe in terms of our job or our work or just situations surrounding around money. Be careful, because then they could actually have really big, huge connections, and maybe they could, if they want to be spiteful. I'm picking up a fire sign. I don't know why, but they could maybe possibly, speak to someone and maybe prevent you from moving forward in a job, or maybe get that opportunity for that promotion. You never know who knows who nowadays. It's a little different. It's not, I'm not saying it's not how it used to be, like I was alive, but I'm barely going to be 27, but still. In terms of opportunities, nowadays it's a lot of, who you know. It's what you can do, and you'll be surprised who knows who, and who, has that, well, through marriage, or, oh, my sister's uncle's dad's cousin's mother, father is married to my cousin, like things like that. Like, you never know the connection, so be careful with that. It may kind of prevent you from moving forward. I'm kind of picking up on to be careful with your influences. Again, with the devil, what influences you and what moves you. Also, be careful with your influences in terms of the people that are around you and the people that listen kind of to you or take your advice. Be careful what you're saying to them about other people. I'm kind of feeling the connection between, you may say something to someone, in confidence, or in, maybe not say secrecy, but, just in confidence. And they may go and speak about that to someone else who they think, is in confidence as well, who, that other party would speak to someone else. And then that person may get back to like a boss, or may get back to someone like that. Be careful with that too. I'm picking up on, be very careful with who you speak to and what you speak to them about. And you want to be careful with that, because then, like I said, that may stump your growth, or it may stop you from moving forward with certain things. And it may really be detrimental to us, and it may put you in a precarious situation in terms of, maybe losing out on money, losing out on assets, losing out on good relationships. And just, general, be careful with your emotions. Don't let them override you too much. Yeah, I think that's about it. That's all I'm kind of getting here. I want to look underneath the bottom of the deck. Okay. We have the Seven of Swords here in reverse. So, Seven of Swords in reverse here. Can speak of, coming out of betrayal and coming out of deception. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I pulled it back. That was strange of me. See here. Okay. So we have the Knight of Pentacles here. He's the slowest moving knight. This is someone who, earth energy is very slow. They'll get there. What's up with my camera, dude? This is crazy. Oh, there you go. He's very, very slow. He moves so damn slow. But he's usually pretty good at what he does. So be careful. Okay. In conjunction with the Seven of Swords here in reverse, I'm kind of picking up on, be careful. like I said, with communicating with certain people, because you don't know what they're going to do behind your back or who they're going to speak to, because then it may prevent you from moving forward. It may, like I said, stump your growth or stump your plans, and it may cause you to be slow. You know? Let's see, one more, then I think we'll be okay. Yeah, there it is. Because then you won't have that somewhat of stability feeling, or being able to feel like you can take all the things on in the world, or anything that gets thrown at you. You know, you're not going to be able to feel like, oh, I can handle this situation now, or I can handle anything that gets thrown at me. Shoot, I got this. When the Two of Pentacles is in reverse like this, that's what it has to do with. Not having that self-confidence in yourself to move forward and to be able to feel like you have that stability. Has a lot to do with duality as well, since, you know, given the two. Not having that balance, you know, and that adaptability. Just being off your game a little bit. I want to pull one more on this. Yep, okay. Then, what is this? Nice words here. Sorry, what's wrong with me today? I'm sorry, this is the Page of Swords. I apologize. Yeah, I mean, be careful with that too. And also, be careful with, I think it's just, I'm getting communication. That's a really huge one for me. Or for you, I'm sorry, within the spread. I just got this deck, guys. I'm sorry. I'm kind of a little slow with the imagery a little bit. I'm like off right now. This is too much right here. This is the Page of Pentacles. I apologize. It's still very damn slow though, Lord. Yeah, so it's kind of the same thing. It's just beginning to understand or to initiate money in terms of, or situations in terms of like materialistic things, your home, your job, your car, things like that. And also the Page of Swords here. Be careful with him too. He's a little bit faster, you know. They bring messages too, the Page of Swords here. Someone who's very curious. Also someone who's very energetic. Someone who communicates quite fast. I'm picking up on just the communication. Be very careful that you don't, I'm also picking up on speaking to, like I said, to those people who don't necessarily know when to shut their mouth. Not saying you, but other people. Be careful with that. You don't want to, you know, set yourself up for failure with that. Okay? Yeah, I think that's about it. Okay, Taurus. Yeah, oh, I also wanted to announce my pricings are going to be a little bit different in terms of, I'm doing like a revamp of my personal reading prices. A little bit changes to just kind of the structure of them, the guidelines, things of that nature. So go ahead and check out my website. I'll leave a link in the description. And yeah, go and check it out and see what's going on. I think that's about it. Okay, Taurus. So yeah, just be careful with the communication. Let things happen the way that they're supposed to happen. Try not to have too much influence on it. Don't have that expectation. Don't set the expectation so high that then you kind of set yourself up, so then you know that people can't rise to that occasion, and then you're like, okay, that's it, we're done. Don't set yourself up like that, you know? You never know. You can miss out on good opportunities. Okay, Taurus, I believe that's about it. I hope you enjoyed your reading for June of 2017. See you next time.